Good evening, everyone. Former President Bachelet, distinguished ministers, esteemed leads of UN agencies, ladies and gentlemen. I am beyond exhilarated to be here at this momentous day because I hear loud and clear that the global health community have decided to go all out against cervical cancer, calling for elimination of cervical cancer. Not probable elimination or potential elimination, just pure elimination, thereby sending a bold, clear, and unambiguous message of hope to all women and cervical cancer sufferers all over the world that their cries of help have been heard, and that the global health community has decided to now unequivocally and audaciously do something about it. And I believe that we can. When we all put our heads and resources together in this effort, we will see that already we have existing platforms and resources to capitalize on that we had not utilized before. So all in this room have key and critical roles to play in getting the news out, in coordinating efforts and taking action to make this happen. As a woman, I would like to remind all that this is not just a technical or financial or logistical challenge, but it is also a gender and cultural issue. As a woman, I know how unpleasant the experience of cervical screening. I press myself to do it anyways, because I know it's a lifesaver. But many women do not have that privilege. The privilege of having the knowledge of how to protect oneself from cervical cancer. The privilege of having access to that screening test. The privilege of being able to afford it. And also the knowledge, if one becomes a cervical cancer sufferer, one has access to the treatment for it. As we stand today, the majority of women in the world have none of these privileges that many of us take for granted. Women await the lottery of infection with total helplessness, a lottery that unfortunately delivers great chance of success in this case. A diagnosis means that women are stigmatized, often divorced, abandoned by their families. A diagnosis leads to women being shut out in the communities they live in, often sent away to die alone, in pain and in shame and out of sight. Today's announcement will hopefully change this tragic trajectory for millions and millions of women around the world. Today's announcement to eliminate cancer also brings to mind President Obama's audacity of hope quotation, changing and reframing the conversation around cervical cancer from the difficulties and the challenges we face to, yes, we already know the challenges, but we are not going to be paralyzed by them, but rather energized to tackle them one by one. And this is a notable paradigm shift in my mind about today's announcement, in that not only do we all believe that we have the moral obligation to do something about a largely preventable disease that disproportionately afflicts the world's poorest countries, but most importantly that we now truly believe that we can do it. We can eliminate cervical cancer. And this can-do mindset is exactly what this fight requires. We at UICC, and we're here in a big force. There's President Sanchi Aranda here, Carrie Adams, and the team, and so on. We have already stepped up 1,000% to the call. We have already committed to mobilizing our membership across the globe, working with UN agencies and our partners in adolescent, women's health, HIV, and NCD communities, and all other stakeholders to help design a progressive partnership and a platform for coordinated support, and most importantly, to rally behind the elimination cause as one big force, with one action plan and one voice. I hope that this momentous day, 19th of May, 2018, an audaciously hopeful day, will be remembered in years to come as the beginning of the end of cervical cancer. Thank you very much.